Isolation and unpredictability of the wild are constant presents. Sound design plays a key role too, with dinosaur calls and the rumble of footsteps adding to the immersion. Every technical element works together to build tension and excitement, ensuring that the story isn't just seen, but felt. As the film made its way into theaters, it sparked conversations about the balance between entertainment and responsibility in storytelling. While some critics noted that it follows familiar franchise patterns, many praised its return to core themes and its fresh take on the material. The box office success confirmed that the appetite for dinosaur adventures is as strong as ever, with viewers eager to experience this new chapter. Its place in the franchise feels both respectful and ambitious, setting the stage for more stories to come. For anyone curious about Jurassic World, Rebirth, the movie offers more than just big thrills. It invites reflection on the impact of human choices on the natural world. It's a film that entertains while also prompting viewers to consider the ethical questions behind genetic engineering and conservation. Whether you come for the action, the characters, or the stunning visuals, there's something here that rewards a deeper look. Diving into this film reveals a rich tapestry of storytelling that goes beyond the surface, making it a must-watch for fans of adventure and thoughtful cinema alike. Imagine stepping into Jurassic World, Rebirth and seeing the island come alive in shades of green and gold as sunlight dances on the water. That's where our story begins, and this is how the first half unfolds, building excitement, suspense, and setting the tone for everything to come, all while reminding myself to write this like a seamless story with no headings, divisions, or section markers. The clock shows 5 years after Jurassic World Dominion as we meet Zora Bennett, a covert operations expert hired by a pharmaceutical big shot, Martin Krebs, to lead a daring mission, extract DNA from 3 massive dinosaurs hidden in isolated equatorial zones, and that's how the adventure starts. Joining her are her trusted comrade Duncan Kincaid, paleontologist Dr. Henry Loomis, and a few others, and they gather quietly in Suriname, plotting a mission that feels as dangerous as it sounds. They board a boat and head into the unknown. Somewhere not far off, Ruben Delgado is trying to reconnect with his daughters, Teresa and Isabella, on a peaceful boating trip that's about as far from epic adventure as you can get, until a Mosasaurus sends their boat crashing into chaos. They send an SOS, and Zora's team rescues them, an encounter that seems like a coincidence at first but slowly becomes central to the unfolding story. As the ship cuts through glassy waters, Zora's team surveys the horizon, their goal clear but the journey far from safe. Nature has reclaimed control. Mosasaurs slip beneath the surface, trees rustle with prehistoric life, and the air carries a charged energy. The team carefully extracts blood from the Mosasaurus, but their triumph is short-lived. Spinosaur packs emerge, turning danger into tragedy when Bobby, one of Zora's crewmates, is snatched by the beasts, an early shock that establishes the threat's immediacy and reminds viewers that in this world, life can vanish in an instant. Teresa, caught in the chaos, falls overboard, and the Delgado family is separated from the group. Suddenly, the thrill of the mission becomes a fight to keep everyone alive. Nina, another team member, becomes prey to a Spinosaur while trying to protect the group, elevating the stakes even further. In the shadowy jungle, Duncan reveals that there's a helicopter that will circle in 24 hours, if they can reach the facility on time. Navigating blunt danger and moral turmoil, the team ventures into the interior of the island. They locate a herd of titanosaurs and manage to extract their sample, a moment of beauty and tension that slows the pace but heightens suspense. Zora, Henry, and Leclerc rappel into a Quetzalcoatlus nesting site in a dramatic cliffside scene where suspense tightens like a noose. The nest becomes the perfect battlefield for survival when Leclerc is struck down by a returning parent, reminding everyone that caution is never enough. Meanwhile, the Delgado family is learning how to survive too. Isabella discovers an Aqualops dinosaur she names Dolores, feeding it from her candy, a heartbeat of innocence amid chaos, and an unexpected ally. Hello, friends. Are you ready to dive deep into the world of Jurassic World, Rebirth? Released on June 15, 2025, this film has sparked endless conversations, and today, we're bringing you every thrilling detail. If you love what you see, give this video a like, it really helps us grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more exciting movie explorations and hidden gems. Let's jump in and unravel the magic together. Jurassic World, Rebirth arrived in theaters on July 2, 2025, marking a fresh yet familiar addition to the beloved dinosaur saga that has captivated audiences for decades. This latest chapter picks up 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, offering viewers a story that is both a continuation and a reinvention. What makes this film stand out is not just its impressive visual effects or thrilling action sequences, but the way it delves into deeper questions about science, ethics, and human ambition. Right from the opening scenes, you can feel the tension between nature's raw power and mankind's relentless curiosity. The filmmakers took great care to balance heart-pounding moments with quieter, thought-provoking ones, creating an experience that appeals to both longtime fans and newcomers alike. The plot centers on a high-stakes mission to retrieve dinosaur DNA from 3 colossal creatures that inhabit isolated islands resembling their original ecosystems. This task isn't just about adventure, it carries the weight of potential medical breakthroughs, as the genetic material could lead to a life-saving drug for heart disease. However, what begins as a scientific expedition quickly transforms into a struggle for survival as the team uncovers secrets far more dangerous than they ever expected. The story teases twists that keep you guessing, as alliances shift and unexpected threats emerge. Each character brings their own strengths and vulnerabilities, making the stakes feel personal and the suspense even sharper. What truly grabs attention about Jurassic World: Rebirth is how it blends spectacle with meaningful storytelling. The dinosaurs themselves are rendered with astonishing realism, thanks to cutting-edge CGI and animatronics, making every chase and encounter pulse with life. But beyond the thrilling action, the film explores complex themes about the consequences of playing with nature and the moral dilemmas faced by those who push scientific boundaries. The characters' journeys reflect these larger questions, giving the audience more to think about than just the immediate danger on screen. The movie's ability to weave these layers together is what sets it apart from other blockbusters. The cast performances add a lot of depth to the story, especially Scarlett Johansson as Zora Bennett, whose mix of toughness and empathy anchors the film. Alongside her, Mahershala Ali and Jonathan Bailey deliver nuanced portrayals that enrich the narrative, turning what could have been straightforward roles into compelling human stories. Their chemistry and the dynamic with the supporting cast create a sense of real teamwork, highlighting the challenges of working in extreme conditions. These relationships add emotional weight to the plot's twists and turns, making every decision feel impactful. Jurassic World: Rebirth also captured the imagination of audiences through its carefully crafted atmosphere. The island settings feel vivid and alive, full of hidden dangers and breathtaking vistas. The cinematography draws viewers into these environments, making the family encounters a T-Rex and escapes aboard an emergency raft, hurtling downriver through danger that tests their will to stay together. These moments unite the scientists and the civilians in a shared struggle, painting relationships in shades of fear, trust, and hope. As they move toward the forgotten Jurassic Park lab, the dinosaurs shift from being mere obstacles to reminders of reckless ambition. Henry voices doubts, and though Zora remains focused, the doubts echo in the viewer's mind. "We're not meant to dominate these creatures," she seems to say, "but to survive alongside them." Every step on that island reveals more than the characters bargained for. The environment, once lifeless in Dominion, now teems with mutated legacy, Distortus Rex and other unfortunate experiments that survived in shadows too long. And yet, through every roar, every moment of terror, the characters press on, drawn by hope, duty, or something written in the DNA they must retrieve. So far, the first half of the film unfolds like a living tapestry. Thrilling action, emotional bonds, alarms that foreshadow deeper corruption, and characters growing stronger and more unified under pressure. And this narrative, written without headings or divisions, moves seamlessly from one danger to the next, weaving in characters, stakes, and subtle hints that much, much more lies ahead. After the trio's mission teetered on the brink of disaster, the DNA samples from the Mosasaurus, Titanosaurus, and Quetzalcoatl secured at great cost, they find themselves stranded in an abandoned InGen facility built long ago during the original Jurassic Park's days, and the story keeps moving forward in real time, with tension mounting and secrets simmering. As the remaining survivors, Zora, Henry Loomis, Duncan Kincaid, and the Delgado family, regroup, the despair of loss hangs in the air. Nina, Bobby, Leclerc, they're gone now, and their absence looms large. But freshly bonded under duress, the group presses onward, because the helicopter they timed as their rescue option, designated to circle overhead in 24 hours, is still hours away. Unsettling quiet finally breaks as Teresa speaks up. Her discovery, of Martin Krebs pushing her away from the radio and letting her fall overboard, boils tensions. It's more than anger. It's betrayal. In a flash, every risk, every choice to protect secrets, suddenly seems ugly and wrong amid the motley camp of survivors. Martin flips, he whips out a handgun and handcuffs the DNA sample case to his wrist, intentions clear. His plan is to leave with potentially life-saving material so a corporation profits while others pay with their lives. But the island doesn't allow humans to write its final scene. As Martin makes his escape, alarms blare, mutated hybrids bred in old InGen labs walk again. The Mutadans, those terrifying raptor-pterosaur hybrids, descend upon panicking feet. The group is scattered into underground tunnels built long ago to service the complex, crumbling, damp, echoing with danger. Human villains aside, nature reclaims its script. Outside, darkness looms. The helicopter arrives just overhead, pale shaft of hope, but before blades can touch down, a monstrous D-Rex breaks through trees, its mutations stark and horrifying. It slams into the rescue chopper, shredding rescue with terror, and Martin Krebs, seeing his path to freedom ruined, is torn down in a moment both brutal and poetic. It's justice served by a titan. With the D-Rex prowling closer, time evaporates. The survivors race down the subterranean passage toward a locked gate and a rusted old boat seen dockside. Isabella Delgado, small enough to slip through the corroded bars, frees her family and the others from the squeeze of fear. They scramble out into the damp night air, adrenaline breaking open every muscle. They pile into the boat, the motor sputtering but ready. On shore, the great mutated tyrannosaur roars. Duncan acts. He grabs a flare, ignites it, and draws the beast's attention as the others push the boat's bow toward open water. The ocean, once a path to deliver them from the island, becomes their escape corridor. Duncan's flare arcs skyward, headline in flame, and the D-Rex charges the glow. Shadowed in red and orange, Duncan steps into myth himself, luring the monster away even when death seems certain. But then comes surprise. Out of the brush, he emerges, alive. The roar dies behind him as the mutated monster follows Duncan's flash of light. Away from the fleeing survivors. Tears, cheers, relief. His survival shifts the tone. What could have been a tragic sacrifice instead becomes hope. This isn't just survival, it's a refusal to leave evil standing. Emotional crescendos rise in the tug of love, bravery, and second chances. They sail away from the island, battered but intact. Waves whisper secrets of what they've seen and what they carry home, 3 samples, blood of giants, and a chance to save lives. But the moral terrain has shifted. In the grey dawn, as salt crusts jackets and the sea calms, Zora turns to Henry, voice steady. They won't hand this DNA to Parkogenics. Instead, they'll make it open source. No patents, no profiteering, medicine for all. It's an altruistic choice that echoes louder than any roar, a commitment to humanity, transparency, and healing. And with that choice, the final strands of the story knot together beautifully. A mission born in secrecy ends in public stewardship, a broken team becomes a family, betrayal transforms into redemption, and the island's nightmares are kept behind them, alive only in memory and story. That is the second half of Jurassic World, Rebirth, woven into one uninterrupted narrative that follows the path from mounting danger to liberating clarity, all the way from distorted betrayal to hope, and an ending that opens as many doors as it closes. The heart of Jurassic World, Rebirth isn't just the dinosaurs or the action, it's the people who move through this dangerous world and how they change along the way. Right from the start, Zora Bennett stands out. She's not your usual action hero. She's smart, calm, and always thinking 2 steps ahead, but what really makes her different is her care for others. Even though she's hired to lead a mission for a powerful company, it's clear she doesn't only care about the job, she cares about doing what's right. Her quiet strength makes her feel real, and you believe her when she steps up to protect others. It's in the little moments, when she stops to help a hurt baby dinosaur or when she decides not to take the easy way out, that you see who she really is. She's not just surviving the island, she's learning to follow her heart instead of just following orders. Her connection with Henry Loomis brings out another side of her. Henry is a paleontologist who's been studying dinosaurs for most of his life, but now he's standing right in front of them. He's kind, a little awkward, but full of wonder. His love for the animals is clear from the way he talks about them, and even though he's not the bravest on the team, he finds courage when it really counts. As the story goes on, Henry becomes more than just the dinosaur expert, he becomes someone who helps the others see the bigger picture. He doesn't just want to complete the mission, he wants to make sure the knowledge they find is used to help the world, not harm it. His bond with Zora grows slowly but naturally, built on respect and trust, and the way they protect each other makes their relationship one of the most touching parts of the movie. Duncan Kincaid is another key part of the group. He's the calm voice in the middle of all the chaos. As the team's pilot and Zora's longtime partner in the field, Duncan brings quiet confidence to every scene. He doesn't say much, but when he does speak, it matters. His bravery shines brightest in the most dangerous moments, like when he risks his life to distract a mutated T-Rex so the others can escape. He's the kind of character who never asks for attention, but earns everyone's respect by always doing the right thing, no matter how hard it is. Even when things seem hopeless, Duncan keeps going, and his quiet strength holds the team together. Then there's Martin Krebs, the man who sends the team on this mission. At first, he seems helpful, maybe even trustworthy. But it doesn't take long before his true colors show. Martin only cares about getting the dinosaur DNA back to his company so they can make money from it. He hides behind a friendly smile, but deep down, he's willing to let others get hurt, or worse, if it means he can complete the mission. His betrayal hits hard, especially when he tries to escape. Alone, leaving everyone else behind. But his selfishness catches up with him in the end, and the way his story ends feels like a lesson. Greed doesn't belong in a place like this. While the main characters drive the plot, the movie wouldn't be the same without the Delgado family. Ruben and his two daughters, Teresa and Isabella, are pulled into the story by accident, but their presence changes everything. Ruben is a father trying to reconnect with his daughters on a peaceful trip, and suddenly he's fighting to keep them safe from creatures he never imagined were real. Teresa, the older daughter, is brave and quick-thinking, while Isabella brings a sense of wonder to everything. One of the most beautiful moments in the movie comes when Isabella feeds a small dinosaur with candy and names it Dolores. That simple moment reminds everyone that there's still room for kindness, even in a place filled with danger. The Delgados don't have military skills or scientific knowledge, but their love for each other helps them survive. They bring out the human side of the story, showing that courage isn't about strength, it's about heart. Among the supporting team members, Bobby, Nina, and Leclerc don't last long, but their moments matter. Each of them faces danger with bravery, and their losses remind the group, and the audience, that this mission is real, and not everyone is going to make it. These characters add tension, but also heart. When Nina dies trying to protect a member of the group, her sacrifice feels meaningful, not just dramatic. Even though we don't spend a lot of time with them, their presence helps shape the story and push the main characters to grow. Together, this mix of characters turns what could have been just another action movie into something deeper. Zora learns to lead with compassion. Henry grows from a nervous scientist into someone who stands tall in the face of fear. Duncan proves that real strength can be quiet. The Delgados show that family love can survive anything. Even Martin, the villain, serves a purpose. He reminds us what happens when power and greed go too far. And every character, no matter how big or small their role, helps build a world that feels full of real people making hard choices in impossible situations. The actors bring these characters to life in a way that makes you forget you're watching a movie. You believe their fear, their hope, their laughter, and their sadness. Their performances are natural, not over the top, and that makes everything feel more real. The way they look at each other, the way they argue, the way they comfort one another after a loss, it all adds up to something that stays with you after the movie ends. In the end, it's the characters who make Jurassic World, Rebirth special. Yes, the dinosaurs are exciting. Yes, the action scenes are thrilling. But it's the people, their struggles, their decisions, their growth, that make the story feel alive. And that's what keeps you watching, not just for the explosions, but to see how these characters keep moving forward, together, in a world where everything has changed. Every detail in Jurassic World, Rebirth is like a whisper from the past, a carefully woven thread that echoes the magic of Jurassic Park and Spielberg's world, and these hidden nods and Easter eggs are stitched so naturally into the story that they reward the sharpest eyes and the most devoted fans, all while the narrative flows as one immersive tale with no breaks or labels. As the movie opens, we see a serene museum scene that instantly pulls fans back to the original. Above a T-Rex skull, a "When Dinosaurs Ruled the Earth" banner drifts down, the same phrase that once fell behind the lumbering T-Rex in the visitor center, but now it hangs with a sense of irony, as dinosaurs no longer need banners to mesmerize us. Not long after, in a flashback lab scene reminiscent of Jurassic Park's raptor pen mishap, a tiny candy wrapper causes a catastrophic failure, freeing a D-Rex, a chilling nod that danger often starts when we least expect it. Even small touches carry weight. When Martin Krebs sits in traffic, reflected in his side mirror are the words "Objects in mirror are closer than they appear," echoing the iconic moment from Jurassic Park when the T-Rex chase nearly caught up to its victims before they even knew it. And the school bus beside him bears the name Crichton Middle School, a tongue-in-cheek salute to Michael Crichton, whose original novel began it all. Henry Loomis, the paleontologist, carries subtle links to the franchise's roots. His tools resemble those once used by Alan Grant, and he mentions having studied under Grant himself. Meanwhile, Isabella Delgado's pelican-printed shirt, reading "Life Finds a Way" in Spanish, reflects the hopeful ending of the original film, but in a twist that's quietly symbolic, the final scene shows dolphins leaping across calm water instead of pelicans, a new kind of peace after chaos. The bar scene deserves a second look. It's not just decor, it's cluttered with hidden Spielberg delights. Among the Mosasaurus jaw and orca pedal lies a license plate reading Amatiasil 75, a nod to Jaws, and a patch on a character's uniform reads, "We need a bigger ship," directly echoing Chief Brodus' iconic line. It's as though Rebirth is quietly tipping its hat to Spielberg in ways fans might miss unless they're paying attention. Even the dinosaurs themselves carry quiet references. The Mutodon chase through a convenience store echoes the original Raptor kitchen scene, now remade underground with predatory hybrids. Fans on a message board even notice similarities in Raptor color design, suggesting a nod to the Lost World's concept art, where male and female dinosaurs were designed with color differences, a subtle nod to fan lore. These Easter eggs extend even beyond the big cinematic nods. A tiny moment has Colin Trevorrow, director of previous Jurassic World films, waving at Zora and Martin from a ferry in the background, an unrecognizable cameo that rewards those who know the franchise's creative family. In deleted scenes, Jonathan Bailey even drops a dry "okay" after a raptor threat, a marginalized bit of humor that fans love now that it's available in extras. Behind the music, composer Alexandra Desplat threads in melodies that recall John Williams' themes, blending the old with the new in swoons of orchestral ties, while a clarinet solo played by Jonathan Bailey ties Henry's emotional voice literally into the film's soundscape. Even the mythos of genetic experimentation echoes earlier ideas. Rebirth suggests that some dinosaurs are failed clones or experimental hybrids left behind, mutations that InGen once tried to excise from the park, now resurfacing. Reddit conversations among fans speculate these creatures are part myth, part lesson on human hubris, blending Crichton's cautionary message about tampering with nature into the film's DNA. All these details, lingering glances, props, color choices, and melodies, do more than nod to franchise lore. They subtly underscore the recurring themes of power, responsibility, wonder, and respect for the natural world. Most importantly, they enrich Jurassic World, Rebirth not as a flashback to the past but as a thoughtful continuation, a story confident enough to look forward while still honoring where it came from. In watching without breaks or bullets, the film's tapestry reveals itself only to those tuned in closely, rewarding fans who listen, watch, and let the story flow through them, one seamless note at a time. The journey began with the unexpected return of screenwriter David Koepp, who wrote the original Jurassic Park and The Lost World, Jurassic Park. He was originally hesitant to come back, saying he didn't have anything new to add. But then Steven Spielberg asked him, and Koepp revisited Michael Crichton's original novels. In doing so, he brought back a raft escape scene that didn't make it into the first movie, weaving in layers of canon history and surprise twists because sometimes past ideas are just waiting for the right moment to shine. Principal photography kicked off under the codename Saga, with locations stretching from lush jungle in Thailand to the Mediterranean waters near Malta and studio sets in the UK. Filming on 35mm film was a deliberate, nostalgic choice by director Gareth Edwards. He wanted the look and feel to echo the original Jurassic films, giving the movie a tactile, classical texture. The effort to film in real locations rather than relying purely on CGI added real challenge and beauty. Some scenes were shot in tanks under heavy rain cannons, with water blasting actors from above. One day, Scarlett Johansson joked that there was no escape from the sun. She described being 30 feet in the air, drenched, on a moving rig, and baked every day. It was brutal, but the result is visceral. Scarlett's kindness off-camera became a behind-the-scenes highlight. When the cast and crew needed a break, she arranged a yacht day, complete with musicians and water activities, which she joked was worth it when she paid a young co-star $50 to jump off the yacht. That moment cemented camaraderie and morale, exactly what you'd hope for when you're filming in remote and grueling conditions. Unusual decisions shaped the movie's story too. Mahershala Ali's character, Duncan, was originally written to die at the film's climax. Both he and Edwards fought to keep him alive. The studio agreed to film an alternate, rescue-ready ending during the Thailand shoots, and that version made the final cut, changing the emotional arc of the film in subtle yet powerful ways. Jonathan Bailey brought a quirky yet moving contribution by not only acting but performing a clarinet solo in the score at Abbey Road Studios. He once played in his school band, and when composer Alexandra Desplat heard him, he invited Bailey to sit among the orchestra's clarinet section and play in the recording. The very moment his character first touches a dinosaur in the film is underscored by Bailey actually playing that note, making it a strange but satisfying blend of actor and art. Design challenges also stood out. The monstrous new hybrid dinosaur, the Distortus Rex, with its ape-like extra arms, was inspired by the xenomorphs of Alien and the Ransus of Star Wars. Visual effects teams had to bring something alarming yet oddly sympathetic to life, because its deformities suggest a painful existence, which was intentional. Creating a creature that could both terrify and make the audience feel a twinge of pity was a bold, eerie choice. Gareth Edwards wanted to fill the film with Spielbergian nostalgia, small homages like a replica of Kint's boat pedal, but Spielberg himself asked to remove the more obvious tributes, refusing to overly reference his own work. What slipped through were the subtler nods, allowed because they weren't too in-your-face, little secrets for the fans to discover. Even the marketing played its own quiet game. There were rumors that maybe no test screenings were held, suggesting that the filmmakers intentionally kept the plot under wraps. Fans online praised the minimalist strategy, saying it helped preserve the film's sense of mystery, unusual in an age of spoiler-heavy trailers. Adding to the lore, early concept art hinted at mutated, two-headed raptors, ideas drawn from scrapped plans for a fourth Jurassic Park film. While not all made it to screen, they influenced the look and feel of some of the mutant creatures that did appear, giving the film an unsettling twist of what could have been. Then there's the sheer scale of production. Universal greenlit a massive $200 million budget. More than 1,500 visual effects shots were made, the most in any Jurassic film. The teamwork between practical effects, widescreen 35mm footage, and CGI shows just how ambitious this chapter was. These behind-the-scenes stories, from yachting to survival gimmicks, actor musicals to creature design, Spielberg vetoes to alternate endings, all blend into the rich and strange tapestry that is Jurassic World: Rebirth. Each of these facts weaves seamlessly into the overall journey of the film, creating a narrative that feels vibrant, odd, and full of heart. Imagine watching Jurassic World: Rebirth and being drawn into a story that doesn't just entertain but asks real questions about nature, power, and the choices people make when the world is falling apart. It all starts with a quiet scene in a briefing room, where Zora, Henry, and Duncan stand around a holographic map showing a cluster of remote islands. What looks like a basic setup is actually packed with weight. The world is on edge, and the stakes are clear without anyone having to spell it out. There's a sense that things could go wrong, not just because of the dinosaurs, but because of the people involved. From this very first serious conversation, the film plants seeds that grow into the emotional and moral heart of the story. The first real thrill arrives with a river chase scene where a T-Rex bursts through the jungle and into the water. But this moment is more than just action, it's a reminder of how little control people really have. The characters, soaked and panicked, are dwarfed by the scale of what they've unleashed. That's when you realize the movie isn't just about running from dinosaurs, it's about confronting the consequences of decisions made in boardrooms and laboratories years ago. What makes this moment powerful isn't the roar of the T-Rex or the crashing of trees, it's the silence afterward, when everyone realizes what could have happened and how close they came to disaster. In a different kind of powerful scene, we see a massive titanosaur walking slowly through mist, right as the survivors pause their escape. The noise fades, and the camera lingers on its calm steps. It's a moment of awe, where the danger is replaced with wonder. This is where Henry, the paleontologist, finally looks like he's found what he's been searching for, not data or samples, but connection. Scenes like this change the pace and remind the audience what these movies were always meant to show, that dinosaurs are more than threats, they're creatures with lives of their own. This small, quiet sequence connects emotionally in a way explosions never could. But the real turning point comes deep underground, in an old InGen research facility where Martin Krebs shows his true colors. What seems like a mission to collect and preserve DNA becomes a struggle over control. Martin doesn't just betray the team, he represents a whole history of people exploiting science for profit. The moment he locks the DNA samples to himself and threatens to leave them all behind doesn't just shift the plot. It confirms the film's message: the real danger has never been the dinosaurs, it's always been the people trying to own them. That betrayal sets off a chain of events that feels both chaotic and inevitable. As the mutated D-Rex crashes into the facility, the story hits its darkest moment. And when it takes out Martin, there's an eerie sense of justice. He wanted control, but nature rejected him. One of the most emotionally charged moments happens later, when Duncan steps forward with a flare in hand, standing alone as the hybrid creature charges. It's a clear nod to the past films, but it carries its own meaning. Duncan isn't a hero in the traditional sense. He's tired, wounded, and scared. But he steps forward anyway, buying time for others to escape. For a moment, it looks like he won't make it, and in many early versions of the script, he didn't. But the filmmakers chose to let him live, and that small decision changes everything. It's not just a survival story anymore, it's about redemption, about hope in the face of fear. When Duncan reunites with the others later, the moment hits hard because it feels earned. By the time the group escapes the island, we're not just watching characters leave a dangerous place, we're seeing people carry the weight of their choices. Zora and Henry's decision to release the DNA formula to the world, rather than hide it or sell it, closes a loop that started long ago. It's a direct response to everything Jurassic Park stood for: power kept in the hands of a few, used without thought. Instead, they choose to make knowledge open and shared, even if it means the risks are higher. It's a bold message in a world where secrets are currency. These big scenes, each one carefully placed, shape not just the story but how we feel watching it. The pacing shifts between tension and calm, betrayal and trust, fear and awe. It's a rhythm that draws the viewer in, never pulling away from the emotional stakes. And it's those emotions that stay with you after the credits roll. The themes, control, respect, survival, and cooperation, aren't new, but in this film, they feel urgent again. The characters don't just survive dinosaurs. They learn from them. They face the truth about themselves, and in doing so, offer us something more than just spectacle. They offer growth. As the story wraps up, the sky turns gold over the horizon, and we're left with a sense of closure that doesn't feel forced. The world isn't fixed, but something has shifted. The people who once ran from responsibility now walk toward it. The dinosaurs, no longer just monsters, feel like part of the same world again, not as threats, but as reminders of what we've gained and lost. The final scene, quiet and open-ended, lets the audience breathe and reflect. If this journey through the movie's key moments connected with you, give it a like. It helps us know what stories speak loudest. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know which scene stood out to you most. And if you want to keep exploring the heart of great storytelling, subscribe for more deep dives like this one. It all starts with a sunrise over the island, where filmmakers set their cameras not just to capture the dinosaurs, but to capture a sense of awe and danger that feels real. This was the first of many creative decisions that shaped Jurassic World: Rebirth. From day one, director Gareth Edwards and his team knew that blending nostalgia with something fresh would require more than blockbuster visuals. They began shooting on 35mm film, a deliberate choice to echo the texture of the original Jurassic Park films while giving the story a warm, tangible quality. Working on film meant costly mistakes weren't wasted lightly, but the team believed every scratch or sun flare added to the world's realism. Filming largely took place across 3 locations: dense jungles in Thailand, crystal-clear Mediterranean waters around Malta, and controlled studio spaces in the UK. The contrast between real-world environments and studio control was intentional. Stunt sequences on a replica research vessel, drenched in heavy rain cannons, tested both equipment and actors. Scarlett Johansson would arrive drenched in cold hours before shooting, joking that the ocean spray baptized her into the island's peril. Despite discomfort, that tangible cold fed the actors adrenaline and grounded later scenes in a raw sense of survival. The logistics of water and jungle filming proved monumental. Cameras danced atop swaying boats using gyro-stabilizing rigs. The rolling waves made every take unpredictable. The sound team mic'd hidden rain, echoing the island's unpredictability, while the lighting crew harnessed natural sunbeams through real foliage, crafting shadows and heat that no set can fake. One particularly surreal day involved a blinding burst of sunlight. Edwards praised the moment, saying it felt like the world dared us to make magic. Even the dinosaurs themselves demanded creativity. Instead of purely CGI creatures, the visual effects supervisors blended practical animatronics with digital effects. The towering Mosasaurus, part submerged and thrashing with foam, was a full-scale animatronic creation that had to float and submerge convincingly. The VFX team then added digital enhancements to make eyes move, skin ripple, and jaws clamp with bone-crushing precision. The result feels visceral, something you can believe could exist, and could hurt you. In a quieter moment, Jonathan Bailey contributed not just his acting, but his music. He once joked that he'd play clarinet if needed, and when director and composer asked him to record during one emotional scene, Bailey walked into an Abbey Road studio and played on-screen aftercare. That same note, his breath, the instrument's tone, is embedded in the soundtrack, weaving his presence into the emotional arc. The film's biggest technical feat might be in its creature design, especially the mutated D-Rex. Visual artists took inspiration from creatures both familiar and alien, drawing from fossil deformities, comic book hybrids, insect-like exoskeletons, and even deep-sea creatures unloved by evolution. Rather than appear monstrous for shock alone, the Distortus Rex carries collapsed limbs, scars, and unhealed wounds, a physical testament to hubristic experiments gone wrong. When it moved across the forest floor, animators studied the gait of injured animals to reflect a creature trailing its weight in survival. One anecdote that still makes the crew laugh happened during a jungle shoot. A hidden pack of wild monkeys stormed a scene as actors raced through vines. The director didn't stop filming, letting the real animals join the chase for a moment before gently shepherding them away. That unscripted burst of wildlife became a viral moment in early on-set reels, a reminder that no matter how advanced the tech, nature always has its own script. Then there were the night shoots in the abandoned InGen lab. The set was built inside a soundstage but designed to feel worn and decayed. Grimy tile, outdated computer screens, flickering lights. To heighten tension, cinematographers often shot with only the flashlight on screen, making even the actors squint. One crew member recalls how the set's decaying smell, dust, mildew, stale air, contributed to the mood more than any prop or rig. That sensory grounding made the terror viscerally realistic in post-production. The climactic flare scene featured Duncan distracting the hybrid with flaming phosphorus, an image that's both symbolic and cinematic. To film it, the special effects team built a flamethrower rig that could shoot a controlled arc without burning the surrounding jungle set. The resulting shot is both beautiful and bizarre, a lighthouse in a nightmare, and required dozens of rehearsals and pyrotechnic safety tests before capturing anything usable. While rain was avoided during that scene, idea meetings joked that having rain machines go off would have added character, something magical but too risky. The rescue boat escape was shot using a custom-built floating set, resetting, re-rigging, and burning through engines so fast that the production bought replacement parts just for the stunt crew. The wake and waves were real, and actors gripped grips with shaking fingers. The stunt coordinator often stood just off camera, shouting warnings. If the boat took a wave wrong, someone could get crushed or slip underwater. The authenticity of that chase carries more tension because every bob or jolt may have hurt an extra inch. Sound design folded in more than roars. Underwater recordings captured bubbles, shifting sands, and monstrous calls. Lacking dramatic cues, the editor leaned on mismatched sound, distant thunderstorms, mixed with insect hums, to disorient the audience during especially tense scenes. That creeping audio trick made some viewers describe the film as haunting, saying it didn't always have to show a dinosaur to make them feel like one was watching. As post-production unfolded, composer Alexandre Desplat balanced orchestra with electronics, embedding past motifs in strings and low brass to echo the franchise. The orchestral build into the final sunlit escape wasn't just triumphant, it was bittersweet. Music editors spent weeks dialing the pacing so that sound, camera movement, and visual storytelling moved as one. Casting also held surprises. Mahershala Ali declined the role twice, unsure if Jurassic World was right for him. He finally accepted after hearing how Duncan's early death was optional, and saying yes might shape the story more meaningfully. The screenwriters responded by reworking the bedroom scene in the lab, scripting in an initializer for his later survival, small shifts that ripple emotionally through the second half. These technical achievements and creative choices blend into the film itself, a structure of careful storytelling, where every splash, every shadow, every roar has both a technical origin and emotional purpose. The result is a film that thunders through your chest with dinosaur footsteps, yes, but also stays with you through a clarinet note, a trapped actor's breath, or a flicker from an old InGen lamp. If these stories behind the visuals intrigue you, please hit like, it tells us you want more of these deep dives. Share what aspect fascinated you most, the floor-worn set, the flare-lit escape, or the musical improved. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss any behind-the-scenes journeys into the movies that move us, on screen and beneath it. Imagine watching Jurassic World, Rebirth and finding it's more than just dinosaur chases and roaring thrills. It's a story that quietly asks bigger questions about responsibility, survival, and what it means to live in harmony with nature. In this film, nearly extinct dinosaurs are confined to small equatorial islands, remnants of a world that once embraced them, now forgotten. Those still alive hold the key to human salvation, a cure for heart disease. But do we have the right to take what nature protected for so long? This question hangs over every daring sequence and every human choice. The film builds its heartbeat around the uneasy balance between science and ethics. Deep in the jungle, creatures mutated through genetic experiments blend wonder with horror. The Distortus Rex, with its malformed body and extra limbs, isn't just a monster, it's a symbol of human overreach. It's what happens when ambition ignores consequence. And yet, even that creature commands attention and pity, reminding us that destruction often carries the scars of suffering. Human characters mirror this tension. Zora Bennett, the former operative with a steel gaze and soft eyes, bridges worlds. She carries a weapon and a conscience. When she pauses to save a baby Ankylosaurus, her actions speak louder than words, and the movie stops with her in that moment. Does that creature deserve life too? The answer unfolds in how she chooses to act. Dr. Henry Loomis, timid and thoughtful, doesn't just look at dinosaurs, he feels them. His wonder isn't naive, it's rooted in years of devotion. Through him, the film reminds us that science is most meaningful when anchored in respect, not conquest. Alongside them, Duncan's bravery is steady and selfless. He becomes a flare in the darkness, a reminder that courage isn't always loud. When he stands alone, diverting the monstrous T-Rex so others can live, he isn't just surviving, he's honoring responsibility. The Delgado family offers a different echo of humanity. In the face of chaos, it's love, not science, not duty, that guides them. Isabella, feeding a small dinosaur from her pocket, her gentle laughter amid terror, becomes a quiet rebuke of the film's darker impulses. At the center of this fragile web stands greed, embodied in the pharmaceutical tycoon. He sees DNA as data, not life. His decision to betray the group and hoard power hits hard, not because it's unexpected, but because it feels tragically familiar. And when nature, in the form of the mutated T-Rex, delivers its own reckoning, the film feels less like revenge and more like balance restored. In contrast, the film's closing choice, with Zora and Henry deciding to make the DNA cure open source, isn't flashy revolutionary speech. It's quiet defiance. It says that knowledge should heal, not profit. That moral courage can outlast fear. No patent, no monopoly, just hope, offered freely. These themes unfold in visuals, too. Sunlight through misty trees, long pauses on giants grazing, those moments defy spectacle, urging quiet contemplation. The jungle, the lab, the claustrophobic tunnels. Each space is a character, one that holds us in tension between curiosity and caution. The film's commentary doesn't preach. It doesn't need to. It feels like an undercurrent. Why do we chase discovery? Who should benefit from it? And what if the true danger is not the creatures we create, but the hubris we carry? By adding these deeper layers to the classic dinosaur-on-the-loose story, Jurassic World, Rebirth gives viewers something more than adrenaline. It offers a mirror. It asks, in a world full of wonders, will we choose to protect, or to pocket? If these ideas resonated with you, hit the like button to let me know, and share your thoughts. Which character's choice struck you most? Subscribe if you want more reflections like this on movies that roar with meaning, not just dinosaurs. Jurassic World, Rebirth was released on July 2, 2025, and quickly grabbed the attention of audiences worldwide. The film had a production budget estimated between $180 million and $225 million, which was lower than some previous movies in the franchise. This helped keep costs manageable while still delivering high-quality effects and an exciting story. When it premiered, it opened in thousands of theaters globally, including a strong showing in the US and key international markets. In its opening week, the movie earned around $318 million worldwide, with roughly $147 million coming from North America and $171 million from overseas markets. This strong start showed the film's broad appeal across different audiences. Overall, the total global earnings reached about $801 million, making it one of the more successful recent releases in the franchise. Marketing efforts played a big role in this success, with campaigns running worldwide, partnerships with well-known brands, and plenty of press to keep fans excited. Although there hasn't been any official re-release or remastered version of the movie yet, the strong performance has kept it popular on streaming platforms and home video. Any future re-release would likely involve some updates in visuals or sound, but no such plans have been confirmed so far. The initial marketing and production budgets combined suggest that the studio invested around $360 million to $450 million overall, which is typical for a blockbuster of this size. The film's earnings in international markets like India were particularly notable, where it earned several $1 million in just the first 10 days, ranking it among the top Hollywood films there for 2025. This global response shows how Jurassic World, Rebirth managed to connect with audiences beyond the usual fanbase, bringing fresh energy to a beloved series. All in all, the movie's financial success underlines its strong position in the Jurassic franchise and points to more exciting stories to come in Jurassic World. Rebirth, the way the movie looks and sounds plays a huge role in pulling viewers deep into its world. From the moment the film begins, the sound design immediately catches your attention. Every rustle in the trees, the distant roar of a dinosaur, and the echoing footsteps create a feeling that you're not just watching a story but actually stepping into the wild, unpredictable environment where the action unfolds. The sound team carefully layered natural noises with subtle electronic effects, making each scene feel alive and immersive. This balance between organic and heightened sounds helps build tension, especially in quiet moments where the silence itself becomes unsettling, hinting that something might be lurking just out of sight. Alongside the sound, the music score weaves through the movie with a powerful presence. The composer uses a mix of orchestral swells and modern, rhythmic beats to reflect both the grandeur of the dinosaur world and the urgency of the characters' situations. The music rises and falls in sync with the story, lifting emotional moments and adding suspense during chase scenes or confrontations. Sometimes it's soft and haunting, drawing you into the loneliness or fear characters feel, while other times it's bold and energetic, driving the pace forward. This careful musical layering makes the emotional highs and lows more vivid without ever overwhelming the visuals or dialogue. Visually, the movie style is striking and carefully crafted to match the story's themes. The cinematography uses a variety of techniques to bring the prehistoric world and the human drama to life in a way that feels both grand and intimate. Wide, sweeping shots show vast jungle landscapes filled with towering trees and the distant shapes of dinosaurs moving through the mist. These scenes give a sense of scale and wonder, reminding viewers of how small humans are compared to these ancient creatures. At the same time, close-ups focus on characters' faces, capturing their fears, hopes, and determination with subtle expressions that words alone could not convey. The contrast between these wide and tight shots keeps the audience connected both to the epic adventure and the personal stakes. The camera work is fluid and purposeful throughout, moving smoothly during action sequences to follow fast-moving dinosaurs or frantic escapes. Handheld shots add a shaky, urgent feel during chaotic moments, making the audience feel as if they're right there with the characters, experiencing the danger firsthand. In calmer scenes, slower, more deliberate camera movements invite viewers to take in details, the tense exchanges between characters, the way light filters through leaves, or the intricate designs of the park's technology. These choices not only create visual interest but also subtly shape how the story is experienced, guiding the viewer's emotions and attention. Editing plays a crucial role in weaving all these elements together. The cuts between scenes are timed to build suspense and keep the narrative flowing smoothly. Quick cuts ramp up excitement during action-packed sequences, while longer takes allow moments of reflection and character development to breathe. The editors also use cross-cutting to show parallel events, heightening tension as multiple storylines approach a climax. For example, as one character races through the jungle, another may be preparing a risky plan, and the back and forth between these scenes raises anticipation for their eventual intersection. One of the movie's unique stylistic choices lies in its use of color and lighting. The film often favors a palette of rich greens, deep blues, and earthy browns, emphasizing the natural setting. In certain scenes, warmer tones highlight moments of hope or human connection, while cooler, shadowy colors hint at danger or mystery. Lighting shifts cleverly guide viewers' feelings. Bright sunlight can feel almost harsh and overwhelming, suggesting vulnerability, whereas softer, dimmer light creates intimacy or suspense. These visual moods align with the story's themes of survival, discovery, and the uneasy balance between humans and nature. Another distinctive technique is the way CGI and practical effects blend seamlessly. The dinosaurs look incredibly realistic, not just through their detailed textures but through their movements and interactions with the environment. The filmmakers made sure that the creatures didn't feel like simple computer images but like real living beings. This was achieved by combining digital animation with animatronics and on-set props that actors could interact with. This blend helps maintain the movie's grounded feeling, even in the most fantastical moments, and enhances the emotional connection viewers have with the story. The director's vision shines through in the careful framing of key moments. Scenes are composed to create visual symbolism, such as characters framed against towering trees or standing near ancient ruins, suggesting themes of power, history, and the clash between old and new worlds. At times, reflections in water or glass are used to suggest duality or hidden truths. These subtle choices add layers of meaning without distracting from the story, inviting viewers to look deeper and think about the larger ideas behind the action. Sound, visuals, camera, and editing all come together to create an experience that is thrilling but also emotionally rich. The movie's style is not just about looking impressive but about making the audience feel connected to the characters and the world they inhabit. Every roar, every shadow, every shift in music serves the story, making the adventure feel immediate and the stakes real. Through these cinematic techniques, Jurassic World: Rebirth stands out as more than just a special effects spectacle. It becomes a fully immersive journey where the power of storytelling shines through every frame. From the very start of Jurassic World: Rebirth, the chemistry between the cast added a special energy that made the story feel more real and engaging. The lead actors quickly formed close bonds during filming, and this connection showed on screen in their natural interactions. Whether it was moments of quiet trust or intense conflict, the way the actors played off each other gave depth to their characters' relationships. For example, the friendship between the main scientist and the park ranger felt genuine because both actors took time to understand each other's perspectives and motivations. This gave their scenes a warmth and honesty that helped viewers care about what happened to them. Behind the scenes, the cast often shared stories about how they supported one another through the challenges of shooting such a demanding film. The director encouraged a collaborative atmosphere, where actors could offer input on their characters and suggest small changes to dialogue or behavior that made the roles more authentic. Several cast members mentioned in interviews how the long hours on set were made easier by this supportive environment. There were moments of laughter during breaks, and the team built friendships that carried over into the final product. One actor recalled a time when a tricky scene involving a large animatronic dinosaur had everyone tense but ended in genuine smiles once the take was successfully completed, showing the blend of stress and fun on set. The crew also shared their experiences, revealing how much effort went into creating the believable world of the movie. The special effects team worked closely with the actors to choreograph scenes involving the dinosaurs so the performances could be as natural as possible. The stunt coordinators praised the cast's dedication, noting how they embraced physically demanding roles and learned new skills to make chase and fight scenes convincing. These details weren't just technical, they helped deepen the storytelling because the actors were fully invested in their parts. Audience reactions reflected the strength of these performances and the overall team effort. When the movie first premiered, viewers praised the chemistry between characters as one of the highlights, saying it made the story more emotionally compelling. Many reviews pointed out that beyond the thrilling dinosaur action, the relationships gave the film heart and grounded it in human experience. Fans shared on social media how they felt connected to the characters' struggles and triumphs, often mentioning specific scenes where the actors' expressions or dialogue stayed with them long after the credits rolled. Over time, the movie's reception continued to grow more positive as word spread about the cast's dynamic performances and the movie's fresh take on the franchise. Even among long-time Jurassic fans, the film was seen as a strong entry that respected the original spirit while introducing new depth. Viewers noted how the authentic interactions between characters helped balance the high-stakes adventure, making the tension feel earned rather than just spectacle. This balance contributed to repeat viewings and discussions in fan communities, where the relationships and behind-the-scenes stories became favorite topics. Interviews with the director revealed that casting was a careful process aimed at finding actors who could bring not just skill but genuine connection to their roles. The choice to include a diverse cast added richness to the story, showing different perspectives and strengths that reflected the complex world the movie explored. This intentional casting choice also resonated with audiences who appreciated seeing more representation in a big blockbuster film. Throughout promotional events and press tours, the cast often spoke about their favorite memories from filming and how the team's camaraderie made even the toughest days enjoyable. They talked about shared meals, inside jokes, and how they leaned on each other when facing long shoots or challenging scenes. These anecdotes gave fans a glimpse into the human side of the movie's creation and deepened appreciation for the final product. In the end, the combination of strong cast chemistry, thoughtful direction, and enthusiastic audience response helped Jurassic World: Rebirth stand out in a crowded summer movie season. The film's success was not just about dinosaurs and action but about the people who brought the story to life and the viewers who connected with their journey. This shared experience created a lasting bond between the movie and its audience, ensuring it would be remembered as more than just a thrilling adventure but as a story with heart and meaning. Jurassic World: Rebirth arrived at a time when audiences had seen countless stories about dinosaurs and adventure, yet it managed to carve out its own lasting place in cinema and pop culture. What sets this film apart is not just its thrilling action or state-of-the-art visual effects, but how it reshaped the way modern dinosaur movies connect with audiences emotionally and thematically. It revived interest in the genre by blending spectacular spectacle with deeper character moments, showing that big blockbusters can still offer meaningful stories. This balance influenced other filmmakers, encouraging them to look beyond just visual thrills and invest in well-rounded narratives that resonate with viewers on multiple levels. From a cinematic perspective, Rebirth pushed technical boundaries, especially in the seamless integration of CGI and practical effects. Its success demonstrated how advanced technology could serve storytelling rather than overshadow it. The film's realistic dinosaurs and immersive environments set a new standard that inspired other studios to raise the bar in their own productions. Directors and visual effects teams began to emphasize authenticity and attention to detail, acknowledging that audiences crave believable worlds where fantasy and reality blend naturally. This shift has had ripple effects in genres beyond dinosaur films, influencing science fiction and adventure movies that rely heavily on visual effects. Beyond technology, Jurassic World: Rebirth redefined the role of character-driven storytelling in franchise films. While earlier entries in the series often prioritized spectacle, this movie emphasized emotional arcs and interpersonal relationships, which made the stakes feel more personal and urgent. This approach influenced a wave of films that followed, encouraging studios to develop characters as much as they develop action scenes. It helped prove that audiences appreciate heroes and villains with depth, motivations, and flaws, making the overall experience more satisfying and memorable. In this way, the film contributed to a broader trend in Hollywood toward richer, more thoughtful blockbuster storytelling. In pop culture, the movie left a strong imprint. Iconic scenes and memorable lines quickly became part of everyday conversations and online fan communities. Merchandise tied to the film, from toys to apparel, enjoyed widespread popularity, demonstrating how well the movie connected with different age groups. Its influence extended beyond the screen into theme parks, exhibitions, and educational programs about dinosaurs, sparking renewed interest in paleontology and science among younger audiences. The film's success showed how entertainment and education can go hand in hand, encouraging similar collaborations in future projects. Jurassic World: Rebirth also achieved notable milestones that cement its legacy. It earned several prestigious awards for visual effects, sound design, and production design, reflecting industry recognition for its technical excellence and creative vision. The movie's box office success, both domestically and internationally, placed it among the top-grossing films of its release year, confirming its broad appeal. These achievements not only validated the hard work of the cast and crew, but also ensured the film would be remembered as a landmark within its genre. Critics and scholars alike have since studied the film's themes and impact, considering it an important cultural text that explores humanity's relationship with nature, technology, and ethical responsibility. This kind of analysis elevated the movie beyond mere entertainment, showing how it contributes to ongoing conversations about environmental conservation and scientific advancement. The film's thoughtful engagement with these topics has encouraged other creators to explore similar issues in their work, expanding the potential for blockbuster films to inspire reflection and dialogue. Over time, Jurassic World: Rebirth has been celebrated for its role in revitalizing a beloved franchise while pushing it forward in fresh and unexpected ways. It bridged the gap between longtime fans and new audiences, offering enough nostalgia to satisfy the former and enough innovation to excite the latter. This ability to appeal across generations helped secure its place in film history as a defining chapter in the evolution of dinosaur storytelling. In sum, the movie's legacy is multifaceted. It shaped industry standards, influenced storytelling trends, left a mark on popular culture, and sparked meaningful conversations beyond the cinema. Its success story serves as a reminder that thoughtful filmmaking, combined with technological innovation and strong performances, can create works that entertain, inspire, and endure. Jurassic World: Rebirth stands as a testament to the power of storytelling to connect people across time and place, and its influence will likely be felt for years to come. Jurassic World: Rebirth is a film that truly stands out for many reasons, blending thrilling adventure with heartfelt storytelling in a way that keeps viewers hooked from start to finish. The movie's unique mix of cutting-edge visual effects and practical effects brought the dinosaurs to life in a way that feels both exciting and believable, giving fans old and new a world to dive into and believe in. The story isn't just about the dinosaurs roaring and chasing, it's about the people who face incredible challenges and must make tough choices, creating emotional connections that go beyond the screen. The characters feel real and relatable, thanks to strong performances that make their fears, hopes, and struggles easy to understand and care about. From the opening scenes to the final moments, the movie keeps its energy high with a smart balance of action, suspense, and moments of quiet reflection. The plot twists and surprises keep the story fresh and unpredictable, giving audiences plenty to talk about and remember. The way the film weaves in themes about the relationship between humans and nature adds a thoughtful layer that invites viewers to think deeply while they're entertained. This mix of excitement and meaning is a big reason why Jurassic World: Rebirth has been able to capture attention and stay memorable in a crowded market of blockbuster films. The cast's chemistry and the dedication of the crew shine through every frame, making the movie feel like a carefully crafted experience rather than just a series of special effects. Behind the scenes, the hard work and creativity that went into the production added authenticity and depth, making the world of the movie rich and immersive. Fans appreciate how the filmmakers respected the legacy of previous Jurassic movies while bringing fresh ideas and energy, creating something that honors the past and looks forward to the future. All these elements come together to create a film that isn't just fun but also meaningful, thrilling, and visually stunning. It appeals to a wide audience, from longtime fans of the franchise to newcomers discovering it for the first time. The movie's success both in theaters and with critics shows that it hits the right notes on many levels, from entertainment to artistry. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Jurassic World: Rebirth, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps us out and lets us know you want more content like this. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. We have plenty more exciting movie breakdowns, behind-the-scenes stories, and fan discussions coming your way. Thanks so much for watching and joining us on this journey through the world of dinosaurs, adventure, and unforgettable cinema. Stay tuned, and until next time, keep loving movies.